Hello and welcome back to the show. All right, guys. So today's episode is going to be focused on releasing control and allowing life to unfold as it's meant to. I'm going to share the story of my day yesterday. I have a retreat that I'm hosting, for those that don't know, 2 days from today. So this upcoming Thursday. So by the time you listen to this, the retreat will have started yesterday because you're going to listen to this Friday. So retreat is starting yesterday. And right before this retreat starts, 3 days before, I get an email from the Airbnb confirming, a reminder that if you want to bring your dogs, it's this extra cost. If you want to heat up the hot tub, it's this extra cost. Like they're throwing all these like unexpected costs at me. And I'm like, okay, interesting. And then literally within like 5 minutes later, they're emailing me saying that it's canceled. The reservation has been canceled 3 days before I have clients traveling to this house, to this retreat. And life will throw stuff at us, not necessarily as a test, but more so to just give us opportunities to like stay in our power and to practice what we've been, working on and healing. So in this moment, I felt two things. One, I felt like, what? Like I was a little bit in shock. I was like, wait, but they just messaged confirming all this stuff. Like it must be like a mistake, like something in their system just sent it. So I messaged them back and I responded just saying like, hey, I'm just confirming, is this canceled? I just got this notification. And they were like, yeah, so sorry, there's an issue with the property. So as soon as I got that email, I started tearing up and I felt fear and I was like, shit, what the fuck am I going to do? But then I also felt this sense of relief. So this is my second retreat that I planned. And the first retreat, there were many lessons in terms of planning, in terms of making this an actual sustainable business, profitable experience, a business experience that I can do in my business over and over again. And when you're doing anything for the first time and you're learning, how to run a business, there's going to be things that you mess up on. So I messed up in terms of pricing for my first retreat. Instead of adding the price to the deposit that I'd already gotten, I included the deposit in the total price. And so I shorted myself what I actually needed to be able to cover all the costs and then also profit. So we just chalked it up to, okay, this is a marketing expense. I think I maybe broke out even, maybe profited like a couple $100, like something small. And I was like, you know what? It's fine. Like live and learn. And it was just such an incredible experience. Like I would have done it completely for free if I, if I could have. And so with the second one, I was like, all right, I really want to like correct the mistakes and do things differently. And I then got so excited when I found this house that rather than getting deposits from clients, I just booked it and I took this blind leap of faith. And I was like, I'm just going to trust that, I basically needed 6 clients in order to cover all the costs and be able to make more profit. So I was like, all right, I got this. 6 clients. I have like a plethora of clients that, 6 easily would come out of that. I just took this blind leap of faith. I let my excitement get the best of me. And I then only filled 3 spots, not 6. So I was like, all right, how can we make this work where maybe I'm not making as much profit as I planned, but I'm still at least, breaking even. It's not costing me anything. I'm making some profit, right? So for example, instead of having the personal chef come to the house, we then did a cheaper option, which was like a meal prep where she would deliver food and then I would just reheat it. And then that cut out costs. And what was the other thing I changed? I can't remember, but basically I was just like rearranging things to make it a little bit more cost effective. And so I was like, all right, we're going to make it work. They're each going to get their own rooms. We're all going to just have this giant house that fits 12 people for the 4 of us. And it's going to be fine. But as the Airbnb kept adding more unexpected costs, and as I, didn't do a great job of actually, when my clients had paid me for the retreat, of kind of putting that in a separate account and then using it when it was time to pay. Now it's kind of just coming out of my pocket. Again, lots of lessons here. And I hope in sharing these lessons, if you ever want to plan a retreat, you're listening to this and being like, yeah, I'm not going to do that mistake that Rachel did. So hold on, airplane/smoothie break. So good. Okay. So for those of you watching this on YouTube, I'm literally still in my robe, fresh out of bed, drinking a smoothie. You know how I do. All right. So let's see, where were we? So the house. So when I got this email, I was like, okay, I think this is the universe wanting to support me in having all this faith that everything was going to work out the way it was supposed to. Now, had I done the deposits and, booked a house in proportion to the actual amount of people coming, like maybe this change wouldn't have happened. But because I had to learn those lessons and because I made those mistakes, the universe still wanted to show, this is my interpretation anyway, the universe still wanted to show me that it deeply supports me and supporting my blind leap of faith, and that everything's still going to work out. And so I'm like, okay, what do? I can either look for another Airbnb, or I had this immediate thought of call Dominique. So for those that don't know, Dominique's my best friend, and she works in hotel sales. And the week before, I had toured two of her, she just got this new job working for this luxurious chain of resort hotels. And the week before, I had toured two of them as a potential spot for VIP days. I'm putting together some VIP packages for my one-on-one clients. So I thought of those and I was like, oh, I think those would be really nice, but I think it's going to be too expensive. I think it's going to be probably not available. But I was like, let me just call her and see. So I call her and she's like, yeah, this one, the one that I originally thought was already booked up. And I was like, that's okay, because I think that would be better for a VIP day anyway. She was like, however, this other resort literally has all the activities that you already want to do: bonfire, kayaking, beach, pool, hot tub, a space for private yoga, a space for sound bowl healing. They already have the spa. So instead of having the mobile remote massages come, which, by the way, I need to write that down, that I need to call them. I'm glad I'm talking to you guys about this so I can remember. All massage people. Okay. So guys, I seriously crack myself up. Like I'm just recording a podcast and writing notes. Okay. So instead of having them come, we already have the spa. So I'm like, okay, I think this could work. The only thing was that I didn't know if the private chef was going to give me a refund. And so if not, then that would skew me more in the direction of finding an Airbnb. I contacted her. She was so understanding. She already had changed my contract before because I was having less clients come than expected. And she said that she would refund me half of the deposit. So I'm still losing some money, but not the full amount. And that was really the only thing that was kind of like a toss up, because the food at the resort was going to be more expensive than having the private chef. And I, if you didn't know, recently went full vegan again for the second time in my life, and she's a full vegan chef. So I was like really excited to have this vegan chef, but it's okay. The timing is not right, and I will hire her for a future event. One where we have a house, a full house. So I'm looking at the menus, I'm looking at the spa, like I'm spending the entire day like rearranging. And I realized like, okay, this is a better fit for the amount of clients I have. And so the house that I originally booked is better for a larger group. And this is just going to make my life so much easier, because everything's going to be taken care of. Like I'm not going to have to heat up food and clean, and like I'm just going to get to be there with my clients and like guide them through this luxurious expansive healing experience. And I'm smiling because I'm just so freaking excited. Oh, it's like 7 months of hard work crumbled before my eyes. Like 7 months of talking to the chef, 7 months of talking to the massage people, the vendors, confirming all the details, all of that, boop, crumbled. And then I have to call them back up and cancel all of it. And like new plan, new change of plan. So this was a huge lesson in pivoting, right? Like allowing the universe to deliver this or something better. That's my mantra, this or something better. So when I got that email, I was like, this or something better. So if it's not this house, that means there's a better option available. And one where it's going to feel more easeful, one where it's going to feel even more luxurious. Like it's just the universe giving us an upgrade. The funniest part about this whole thing, and I wasn't even sure if I was going to share this to the public, but you guys know I'm an open book, and like, what's the worst going to happen? Someone's going to like track me down and be like, you did what? So I think it's fine to share. But my friend and I had snuck into this pool that she had gone to before, and we had no idea that that was the same resort that Dominique works at. Because she works for like a chain, right? So there's a chain of these hotels, and I didn't realize that this one was one of the ones in the same company. And so we're chilling at this pool, and I swear it was like the universe I'm not saying the universe wanted me to sneak in. That was not right. Totally on that. And if you guys know me, I'm very like paranoid about like doing the right thing and like, like having a conscience. And I've never allowed myself to just be like a little rebellious. Like I'm always like very strict with like following the rules and being the good girl and like all this stuff. So I think in a way it was like healing for me to be like, okay, I can like chill at this pool that I'm not technically supposed to be at, but technically my best friend works for them and she was going to let me in for free anyway. So it's not really, anything too wild. But at the time I didn't know that. At the time it did feel a little rebellious, and it was kind of exciting. And so it was just like allowing myself to be this imperfect human, because my perfectionism, I didn't even know I had perfectionism until I started doing this work. Turns out my perfectionism was pretty strong. So anyway, it felt like this, like the universe planting me there to get a taste for this resort and experience it myself, so that when a week later this Airbnb canceled on me, I would then be able to say, oh, that resort I went to was so nice. Maybe that would be a good option. And so as I'm sharing this story on Instagram, I want to read you guys some of the messages that I got. So I got a message saying, you are the calmest person ever. I'd be like swollen from tears. I'm so happy it all worked out. Oh my God, my eyes would not be visible. Like my face would be so puffed up from the amount of bawling that would occur. Like it's so crazy. It's funny, but honestly, you worked it out so well. So I share this not just to like toot my own horn, but to show that something like this would have really made me freak out in the past. I would have been assuming that it was all going down the drain. I would have assumed that everything was going to shit. I would have assumed that like nothing works out for me and like poor me. Like I would have gone into victim mode. I would have gotten attention for it. I would have been like crying to all my people. That literally would have been me. But because of the work I've done to heal my nervous system out of survival mode, I responded not from survival mode. I mean, I was a little bit in survival mode in the sense that like time's a ticking, clients are arriving in 2 days and I still don't have a place for us to stay. So yes, part of that sympathetic nervous system state is like the anxiety that you need to actually get you into motion. That's why we are grateful for our sympathetic. And it's that I was able to respond from a generally calm place because I knew that this was all happening for me, not to me. I knew that this was the universe giving me something better. And I didn't even have that type of relationship with the universe before doing this work. Like I thought that I had to control everything to make anything happen in life. And being able to now feel safe enough to release control and say, I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm going to trust that whatever's meant to happen is going to happen. So the fact that they canceled means that that was not meant to be our place. And it means that we were meant to have this different experience that is going to end up being a better experience, because that is what I'm available for. I'm available for upgrades. And even when I booked the room, you know, Dominique was like, yeah, I'm going to have our team upgrade you guys to the room. Like, and then it also helped her sales. It was like a win-win. Like, my best friend working in this resort where she could upgrade us, and I'm giving her company business, like totally women supporting women, like such a female empowerment type of moment, you know, like, so it was just a beautiful, like, witnessing of how my nervous system felt generally so calm. Like, I actually was kind of enjoying the process. I was like, all right, I can do this. Like, let's show myself how far this nervous system has come, and not respond from a place of survival mode and panic rather than trust, right? And when we're in survival mode, when we have a dysregulated nervous system, we can't lean into trust and faith because we're in survival mode. So this is why I'm going to share a little bit about how this ties into my new course. I'm going, what was I just going to say? I lost my train of thought. Oh, that how this ties into anxious attachment in business and entrepreneurship. It's if I still had my anxious attachment running the show, which sometimes it still comes out, it peeps the curtains. It's like, hello, I'm here. But if it was still primarily running the show, I would have been controlling. I would have been like, oh my God, I need to control this. Everything's out of control and I feel so unsafe. But rather it's like, oh, everything's out of control and there's still so much in my power that I can choose how to respond to this. So this is why I created my course, The Secure Entrepreneur, because when we are in business, things are going to happen. A lot of things are going to happen that feel completely out of our control. And the more we try and control the way things go based on what we think we should do or how things should look like, there are no shoulds. It's just trusting that you always have the power of how you respond to the things that happen. And we talk a lot about how the magic, like how the unknown contains so much magic. So like this unknown of what am I going to do? Right? It could be scary of like, oh my God, we're not going to have a place. I'm going to have to cancel a tree, blah, 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 blah. Or it could be, oh my God, there's something even better, which there was, because I genuinely think that this is a better option. And it's a way that the universe rewarded courage. And the night before this, I committed to going on my own retreat, which brought up a lot of fear for me because it brought up a lot of releasing control. It brought up fear around money. It brought up fear around timing because it's right before my friend's wedding. Like, and because it was aligned and because I chose to feel the fear and do it anyway, the universe rewarded me with this like upgrade where it's going to just feel so much more easeful and enjoyable. And that's what I'm saying is like the universe always rewards courage. And so again, if we're letting our anxious attachment run our business and trying to control everything, we're sucking the magic out of it because we're not allowing better or more expansive or more magical experiences to come in if we're trying to dictate how it should all go. And so this is what my course, The Secure Entrepreneur, focuses on is like, how can you relate to your business from a place of sitting back and allowing the universe to support you and like taking your inspired action and putting in the work, but doing it in a way that feels like exciting and like mind-blowing. Like yesterday, it wasn't like I was crippled with fear. Like my mentor kept checking in, like, how are you feeling? And I was like, I'm just mind blown. Like, I just can't believe this is happening, but kind of in like an amazing, best way possible scenario. Like, I can't believe that this is happening. Like, it's just truly crazy. And it's like, okay, I tell the universe that I want to like be a leader and like expand my business. This is the shit that my nervous system has to be on board with, right? Like, I have to be able to say, okay, it's time to step into my leadership. I'm going to figure the fuck this out. I'm going to figure this the fuck out. So it's lessons in relating through trust and faith and how we need to process our stored trauma in our bodies to be able to do that. And so my course has over 10 different videos talking about nervous system, inner child, attachment wounding, attachment versus authenticity, protectors, maladaptive ways of responding, and then how can you relate more through that secure attachment so that you can welcome in more of that magic of the unknown rather than allowing that fear to drive your behavior and really suck the joy and the magic out of your business. Like the fact that I'm getting paid to go spend 4 nights at a luxurious luxury hotel with 3 of my closest clients. Like, what? Pinch me. Like, that's unreal. And yes, it's been a lot of work. Yes, it didn't just land on my lap. I fucking made this happen. And it's a reminder that we get to create our lives. We get to create what we want. Like, this is happening because I created it. And then I allowed the universe to support me in that rather than feeling like I had to control and do everything on my own. So it was a whirlwind of a day. And I just think it's such a beautiful lesson in the universe rewarding courage, in allowing things to unfold as they're meant to, in releasing control and trusting and leaning into faith. And how if we have a nervous system that's dysregulated, none of that is going to feel safe. We need to feel safe to allow ourselves to release the protectors and just to allow things to happen. So if you are an entrepreneur listening to this and you struggle with control and anxious attachment, and you want to relate to your business from this place of inviting magic and the unknown in the best, most exciting way possible, while also feeling safe to just receive abundance and just play and joy and connection and all these amazing things that your business can give you and your clients, the Secure Entrepreneur waitlist is open. If you head to the link in my Instagram bio, the wait list is getting the early bird pricing of $222, and then the full price is going to be $444, which honestly is a steal. The price is definitely going to be going up because there's so much value in these 10 plus videos. Plus you get my meditation series, journal prompts, affirmations, a Facebook community. You get so much value for literally the price of, like, that's less than my gym membership every month. So it's a steal. So hop on the wait list. You'll get the early bird pricing. You'll get the bonus meditation series, all that good stuff. I would love, love, love to have you. Like, helping entrepreneurs relate to their business from a just enjoyable place rather than from an anxiously attached place is literally my jam. Like, I love it so much because I've gotten to experience both versions. I've experienced relating to my business from a place of anxiety and control, and I've experienced it from a place of feeling safe to release the control and just allowing the natural course of things to take place. And I promise you, the second one is so much better. Like, it's hard, it's scary to release those protectors, but it's just so much better. So I hope you guys enjoyed this wild story, this wild turn of events. And remember that if things are happening not in the way that your human mind think they should be happening, trust that it is the universe wanting something even better for you. And even if you can't fully understand that yet, it's okay. Meet yourself where you're at, as always. And if you are looking for a deeper dive into this work, I have one spot open in my program Insight, which is my highest level one-on-one program. The investment is currently at $2,000 per month with a minimum of 3 months. And we do a full nervous system transformation. Your life literally will change if you allow it to. So let me know how this all lands for you guys. Make sure to subscribe, leave a review on iTunes. It would literally mean the world to me. And I will report back with how the retreat went next week. I'm so excited. Oh my God, Thursday cannot come soon enough. Just taking a breath. It's been quite a week, but in the most amazing, challenging, beautiful way. I love you guys so much. Take time to come home to yourselves. You are safe to choose you. You are safe to create your life. You are safe to feel your feelings. I love you all so much, and I will see you on the next episode. Bye.